Hello and welcome to Gabbett Media. I'm Grant Abbott, and in this series we're creating a detailed game-ready axe. In this episode I'll be adding the scratches and the damage to the axe head. I'll also go through how you can use a texture brush later on in this episode. If you like what you see here, then check out the description for my website and playlist section of my channel for other free courses. Or you can follow the links to my character course, where you can learn to make a full game-ready detailed character from scratch. Okay, so here's where we got up to last time, and I chose the second method of creating the runes as my final finished result, and you can see they look a lot smarter with that masking technique. So let's add some fine detail to this. I like using the draw sharp, so let's scroll all the way up to the draw sharp there. I'll put the strength up really slightly. If I come across my mesh now, it's sort of a bit soft in a way, so I'll undo that and put the strength up. And you can see it's got a lot more strength there, but if I bring the brush down, we get a nice scratched look for some of the scratches that I want to put across the axe head, and dents as well I can do with this. So let's start off with our dent here. I'm going to continue it so it comes out here, so I'm painting onto this, not just a straight line but jaggedy and all over the place, maybe another spur coming off here or whatever you call those. And when I zoom out you can see it's got a nice sort of cracked look to it. This looks far too uniform, which I'll sort out later. So let's start making the blade part a bit more rough and jaggedy. And let's just zoom out and see how that's looking. Might have gone a bit too far there. You can just smooth some of those out. And you have to smooth a fair bit to make sure it flattens out nicely. So just some simple notches like this to start with, and then come in a moment when we're happy with them. Make sure you don't do it too flat from here. Can you see if I do that? It did actually work that time, but sometimes if you come too far around you don't actually get that very edge there, so just watch out for that and do it from a bit of an angle. It slightly helps. Make sure you sort of burr these areas up as well, these sort of notch bits, and don't give them a really clean edge. Obviously I'm going for a very worn, mangled axe that's been very well used, and some smaller sort of simple scratches there, and it kind of completes the look. Smooth that if you have to, if it's not quite working. Just keep moving back from your image and make sure you're happy with how it's looking. I'll have some scrapes across the blade area as well, and that draw sharp does an excellent job of this really. And I'm just upping the size of the brush for some slightly bigger dinks like this, and I don't want this too uniform, so I'm going to make it really quite jaggedy, and I might even come in with the grab brush in a second to move that around a bit. Occasionally using the draw brush you get that one thin face in the middle there, so you might have to come across the grab brush for some of those and just squeeze them in like this. Smooth out a bit as well, just so your topology isn't horrendous. Obviously I'm speeding some of the footage up, but when I need to explain something I just slow it down and go through it with a bit more detail. Watch out for that with the mirror so they don't cross over each other. Just don't go down the middle area. There's no real need, because it's not really a main focus of the axe. Not many people will be looking down the middle there. Okay, at the moment my scratches are all fairly uniform, so that's absolutely fine, but occasionally you'll want to vary it, so let's make that draw brush a bit bigger and then come in with a few sort of deeper scratches. With those deeper scratches it's a good idea to thin out the end, so make your brush smaller so they go fine at the very end like that. That's one of the most important parts, is not making it look uniform, so you have to try and vary your brush strokes in terms of your scratches and the thickness and the depth of the scratches and the direction they're going in and where you place them. Lots of people think, oh, there's a gap here, I'll place some more there, but actually you need to think about trying to make it as random as possible. Now these sort of areas I'm just sort of messing up rather than making scratches, digging into the mesh like I did with the blade round here. Don't forget the back of your axe as well. Okay, I'm going to use the grab brush now and just vary these notches, because they look very sort of triangular at the moment, so I'll just move them around and mess them up a bit more, which I think looks a bit better. Might make one a bit deeper than the other. Same with this one here. I might have to smooth some of these out just a touch, because they've got that little face in the middle. So a little bit of smoothing, just where it's a bit too jaggedy, because you wouldn't have flakes of metal coming off. When I come this close, you can actually see the faces and it looks quite strange. And this is shown as flat rather than smooth shading. So once we have smooth shading on, you won't see those as much. What I like to do as well is similar to this, where I've just sort of done random shapes rather than scratches. I like to come into areas and just do a sort of messed up bird metal bit, as if it may be catching a bit of rust. And occasionally with this I'll use the draw tool and just do a tiny bit of a dent. And that gives it just that bit more realism, it feels like, of an old worn metal that's got a bit of the metal taken out there, and it's starting to get that sort of rust from the elements. So I start with the draw sharp, just sort of messing up an area, fairly small brush, and then the draw tool just to do a tiny dent on that, as if that's what's caused that. It's a bit too round, that one, so I've got to be careful there. So I might just take the grab brush and change the shape of it. Okay, so what I want as well is inside the runes, I want that to be sort of a much rougher metal, because obviously that would be quite hard to polish, in my opinion. So I'm going to use a textured brush for that. It also gives me a chance to show you the textured brush. So if we scroll down, there's the texture. I'll add a new texture, so it's just a black material at the moment. And in order to change that texture, we go to the texture tab down at the bottom here. And there's my texture. Just check that you are on the brush, and it's the texture that you made, which is just called texture. If I go back to my brush, go down again, it's called texture there. So back to the texture panel, I can create a noise brush. So type, instead of image or movie, I can bring an image in, just load up an image in here, or I can just come down to here and choose the noise. And that will create this sort of very textured brush. Now when I go back to my brush, you can go down to the texture and it just loads in there. At the moment it's tiled as well. I prefer that to be random, then I won't get a tiled type pattern on it. Let's go to front view for the moment and zoom in. And I'm actually on the draw sharp brush, which I don't want, so I'm going to close that from the draw sharp and go to the draw brush. I'll leave that in because I'm sure other people will make that mistake. So on the draw brush instead, make sure it's on random, and because I've loaded my texture in already, I can just click on this image and there is my texture that I've made in that texture panel. Now I can come in and start drawing some rough bird metal. Now I'm just drawing normally, I'm not cutting into it, but I might do that in a second. But just from this angle for the moment, going around, making all this area rough, and I want to actually make this a slightly different colour as well, so I'm going to make it darker when we start painting later on. And that will really sort of make the runes stand out. You can be fairly rough with this. Okay, so just have a quick look from the side, make sure you're happy with that. It may be that you want just more of a dent, so you can go in and use the reverse of the brush, so holding down Control, and that will dig some of this in. But it doesn't seem to be making that much difference. It did more so on my test when I was testing this earlier, just to make sure I didn't do anything stupid before my proper tutorial. It gives me a kind of warm up as well, but this is all turning out okay. Make sure you do the other side as well. Okay, so that's working. The only thing I feel like at the moment is that some of these edges are a bit soft, so I can come with my crease brush and sharpen some of those up, and really I should have done that first because it's going to mess up some of my edges. Just to crease this up a bit, and you have to smooth either side when you use this because it does sort of pinch it in too much, but you can see it being a bit sharper there. So combine that of course with the pinch brush, as I always say. So get the pinch brush in there and then you can nicely sharpen it up. But again, I'm smoothing either side, and I'll have to come back in with some of my scratches in there, which shouldn't take too long, to be honest. It was mainly in that area there, wasn't it? It is a bit down here as well. Let's just see how that's looking now. Yeah, just that little bit sharper I think is helping. Yeah, definitely should have done this first. So I'm pinching, but I'm also smoothing just a touch. So I'm just pinching it in and then smoothing it out just a tiny bit. You kind of get used to this as you go. For these sort of corners, I could actually use the scrape brush and give them sort of really bird corners, less sharp corners like that, as if they've knocked against things. So maybe the same down here with this one. So very sort of flattened out corners. I think that's working okay. I've got to go in my draw sharp and just sharpen some of these up. Some of these scratches, make them work again. Anywhere where it's a bit wobbly as well, I can just use this draw sharp brush to mask some of that bad sculpting. Smooth any areas out that aren't smooth, and maybe add a scratch if you need to hide them. And just going around adding a few more details. Just making sure this axe follows the curve properly. Obviously it's got dents and things all over it, but still want it to follow that shape as it should be. Okay, I'm taking the draw sharp and I'm taking the strength right down and using the reverse just to sharpen this blade up a tiny bit. Because it felt like it was sort of blobbing around the corner and too smooth around the corner. I want that blade section to have a little bit more prominence. So my brush is quite big and I'm holding control down to make that blade stand out a bit more. Got a bit of a dent in here, haven't we? So I'm actually going to use the grab brush on that. It's not ideal really, and again, those are the sort of things you want to sort out before you do any of these details. So I'm just looking at the shading and trying to flatten it as best I can, which is not quite working. And this is a good example, which I'll leave in. I'll leave all my mistakes in so you can kind of learn from them too. But it's a good example of don't do the detail until you are absolutely happy with the shape. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do a few more scratches over that area to kind of hide it. And this is another thing that you need to get used to as a 3D modeler, is hiding your mistakes. This metal here is a bit too bobbly as well. Just got to watch out. Some of the topology looked a bit dreadful there, so smooth it out a bit, and then here we can go back to the draw sharp just to mess it up just a touch, not as much as it was. And bring down the strength to pull it out slightly, so holding down control just to give it a bit more of an edge. And that's good. Now there's areas in here that you can see are quite choppy. They should be okay, but you can do a remesh at this point. I would make sure you save your work at this point because it's quite high topology. If I look at the statistics, so I'm using 2.91 where the statistics are still over here. I think in 2.92 they're down at the bottom. I just found a few crashes with 2.92, so I'm not using it just yet. So you can see I've got just over 1 million faces, and that means the remesh takes a little while and you've got more chances of crashing. So just make sure you save your work there, and then Control R for the remesh. Okay, and that's done. So we've got a nice bit of detail on our axe head there. So we need to add a similar level of detail to the other strap and handle to sort of marry it up. But we're getting very close now. Hopefully you're still enjoying this. Do comment below with any thoughts you have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.